Pasadena, California at Eddie Van Halen's childhood home, where him and Alex rocked out in the front of the house. And all these neighbors around here probably were not very happy. They're pretty close to each other. I'm here with Jay, and he's been rocking with me all week this week.
Yay!
At Namm. So we thought we'd come over to Pasadena and take a look at the house again.
We're filming each other filming.
That's right.
Yeah.
YouTube, that's us, man.
YouTube.
Creators.
We are.
And there's a rock history for you right there. And it's a rental house. You can rent it for $3,000 a month. Did you know that?
Wow. That was pretty cool.
$3,000 a month. You could live here. I would live here. You all know I'd live here if I could for $3,000 a month, at least for a few months. And I'd bring all my Eddie Van Halen stuff in here and rock out. The question is, why has Eddie Van Halen bought this house again and turned it into a museum? Or somebody. That would be, I mean, you know, think about what, Elvis's house?
Well, my question is,
yeah,
why hasn't the city of Pasadena officially changed that number to 5150?
There you go. And made it a landmark, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It should be a landmark. It will be one day when we're really old, Jay. It'll be a landmark. There'll be a plaque out here somewhere.
Maybe a rapper will buy it and
a rapper,
and rename it 5150.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, it should change the number for sure.
5150, yo.
Yeah, can you imagine them little kids coming out here and playing, dude? Edward and Alex. Just crazy. Crazy stuff. Pasadena is incredibly beautiful, right? Look at the streets.
It's a stunning place.
It's just a old school charm. These streets are beautiful. Look at that. Incredible. Wouldn't you love to live here? I would. It's really expensive though. $3,000. Yeah, Jay's here all the way from England.
Hey.
From the coast.
Yep, right down on the south coast.
You live on the beach, right? Or close?
I do, yeah. We're literally 3-minute walk away from the beach, which is cool. It's nice to go, you know, just by the water, and
right.
It's like super cold there, and we only have pebbles. We don't have like sandy beaches, but
yeah. Hey. I've seen your pictures. It's still pretty though.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's really nice.
You know what? You got to go to his channel, Jay Parmar, P-A-R-M-A-R,
guitarist.
Yeah. Go to his channel, subscribe.
/C Jay Parmar, guitarist. Because I'm a guitarist.
He does lots of cool stuff on there. You got to check it out. Like, come to Eddie Van Halen's house. All right, we're going to go around back and see what we can see. Okay, welcome back. I'm here with Jay Parmar, all the way from England, and we are looking at you can see that garage behind me, but it's the garage where Van Halen supposedly painted his black and white striped version of the Frankenstein back in the day, and then eventually painted it red on top of that when people started copying it too much, I guess. And you can see the backyard where they practiced out here too, from what I understand, Jay.
Wow.
In this garage early on, and before they went over the Ross house, they would practice in that garage too.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Looks a decent size.
Well, yeah, then they, you know, I think early, you know, when they were kids, they obviously played piano and stuff too, so they had a piano in the front where we were at earlier. But yeah, definitely practicing that, and we have some evidence that he painted that guitar here and probably some others too, because he lived here until he married Valerie.
Right.
In '81, but the rest of the time he was on the road.
Right.
So he just came home and stayed with mom and dad here and there.
Makes sense.
And I think that what the history was is that once they had some money, they bought mom and dad a new house.
Right.
And moved them out of this house. So he moved straight from here to the Hollywood or Studio City Hills, if you will. It's quite a change, huh?
Definitely.
But a beautiful area. I mean, Even
It's a
the
gorgeous neighborhood.
even the alleys are pretty.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I don't know what this is behind me. Whatever it is, it's big and block. But apparently this, like I said, is a rental property at this point. One of my friends on Van Halen, the internet Van Halen fans know all the details. They look them up on whatever you look it up on and find out. So, say bye, Jay.
Bye.
Next stop, I don't know where we're gonna go. I think we're maybe go to the high school. That'd be good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. All right, next stop in Pasadena, Pasadena High School, where the Van Halens went to high school. There are pictures of them playing in this gymnasium behind me. You can find those on the internet from the early 70s. And David went to another school, not this one, but we may stop by there, John Muir, and check it out over by his house. Another piece of Van Halen history, the Jay Parmar and I, in the beautiful area of Pasadena, California. It's amazing. Look at the site. Awesome. All right, stop 3 on the Van Halen tour, the Pasadena Civic Center, or the Civic Auditorium as they call it. It's where Van Halen basically jumped from the stage, the smaller stage, which was actually not a very small stage, about 3,000 people in here, I guess was the number. And they used to promote their own gigs here and throw their own gigs and sell them out. And that kind of got a lot of attention, obviously. And one of the final gigs is one of the bootlegs that you hear from 78, or maybe it was 77, late 77, where they had Ted Tippelman here after they signed the record deal, and they give him a big shout out in the thing. And I think they played You Really Got Me at the end or whatever. So yeah, right here in Pasadena at the Civic Auditorium, that's where they jumped from the local stage to the world stage in 1978. And we're almost 40 years from that. In just a few weeks, on February 10th, the album was released. I think You Really Got Me came out officially yesterday was the date that it came out, in January. So it's pretty cool, the 40th year of Van Halen's big launch, and that's where most of the most famous bootlegs come from. Awesome. So cool to be here in Pasadena, reliving some Van Halen history. Around the corner. There it is, Pasadena City College, Colorado Boulevard. Van Halen's went to college, at least for a little while. Oops, I just ran a red light. I did.
So we're still on the Van Halen Trail.
Well, here we are. There's Jay. Tell him where we're at, Jay.
We are at David Lee Roth's house. We've come here for tea.
We came here
Because
to.
I'm English. No, I don't even drink tea.
He came here to apologize.
Yeah.
He's my apologizer when we get thrown in jail. He's like, you know nothing.
It's the English accent thing.
Say it. Do what
Yeah,
you do if we
so-
get thrown in jail.
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't know what I was doing. I'm not from here. I'm not from around these parts.
Sorry, Mr. Roth.
Yeah, yeah, you know, won't stop us getting shot though.
That's true. It'd be bad with it. Well, right behind these gates is the house where you see a lot of the classic photos from the Van Halen days. They shot on the steps back behind us. Over, I don't know if you can see the house there, but just over the bushes over there, there's a set of steps that go down onto the property. This is also where they practiced in the basement, which I think is on the next. Up here you can see the drive.
Rock history happened here on the Van Halen Trail.
And the cool thing is he still lives here.
Yeah,
I mean, I think he has
that
places,
is really good.
different places, but so it's pretty cool. Let's go down this other gate and see what we see.
Awesome. Wow. Steve Vai was here as well.
Pretty much anybody that's been invited to the Van Halen rehearsals have been in this garage down here. I don't know, I don't know if it's straight ahead or that down there, or it's underneath the house.
So we've basically popped around for tea. Jeff and I, and Dave.
We're trying to get in trouble. This is what you got to do to get to David Lee Roth's house.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's an amazing property though.
Well, we came to the site of Back to the Future.
Back to the Future house! Yay!
Back to the Future house. The only problem is they changed the house so much you can't even recognize it. But let's see. Let's see if we can see it. Let me flip this around. Let's see, it's right here. In Pasadena, California. But what you might, besides recognizing that, you might more recognize this. The street with the trees. And what that looked like in the movie when the DeLorean took off. That was the cool part. Where we're going, we don't need roads. All right, kids. You want to guess what house this is behind me? We just actually found this by total accident, right, Jay?
Yes, we did.
I looked over and I went, hey,
Yep.
I know that house. I think
was
it's
really
in a
well
movie,
spotted.
isn't it?
Right, right.
And it is the Back to the Future house, Doc Brown's house.
Yeah.
And the garage is over there, where Doc and Marty did stuff, blew stuff up.
Yep.
An amplifier, right? And
Yeah, it was some
speaker.
enormous amplifier with an enormous speaker.
That ruled, though. That was a cool
Yo,
sound.
yeah, God. It's
Awesome.
Marty plugged into it.
Boom! One chord, and me and Jay know what that's like.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much. You still can hear it, sort of. This is amazing. It's actually very close to the Rose Bowl. Like, what, half a mile?
Yeah, it's the Rose Bowl is just around the corner over there.
Yeah,
It's,
we're just right down the hill.
Right down the hill there.
We didn't
which is
even
pretty
know.
Amazing.
We did see the other house, but it was totally changed on that
Right.
street. But
It's a pretty amazing area, actually. The whole area is just, just very beautiful and
yeah, it's gorgeous.
peaceful, and there's not too much traffic.
It's definitely a place I'd want to live if I was here,
Yeah.
for sure. Oh no, somebody's sending me an educational video.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Different kind of educational video. Josh Parker. All right, look where I'm at now. The site of another cool bunch of concerts. You know that U2 played here. A bunch of people have. Metallica, not long ago actually. Last year or sometime. Yeah.
How many does it hold?
I think it holds about 80 or 90,000. It's huge.
Big place.
A lot of football games, of course. And the view is, me and Jay are spinning in circles. Whee!
Check it out from here.
It's cool. I dig it. And California don't suck at all. This weather is What do you think, Jay? The weather is...
The weather is just absolutely phenomenal today. We've got a really excellent day. It's just nice and warm. It's 100 degrees or something.
They said
It's
it
a
was
little bit
100.
cooler
It doesn't
now.
feel like 100 degrees to me. Of course,
Right.
I'm from the south. We're 100 degrees.
I'm from England.
Right. 100 degrees. I can't imagine what 100 degrees would be where you live. No kind of humidity you have or anything.
That'd be like, yeah, we
Yeah.
got some hot weather,
You
man.
could go to the beach,
Yeah, absolutely.
walk down the street.
Let's do it. Let's do
All right, there he is. All the way from the English Channel,
it. Yeah,
where the water's cold.
absolutely.
And you don't swim.
I'm
much.
actually Aquaman there. I actually live in the channel. Nobody knows that. Shh, don't tell anybody. Otherwise I'll have to kill you.
Yeah. All right, you're pretty sexy in that latest movie, man.
Yeah.
I gotta say, man.
What, my speedos? Ooh.
Oh no.
You don't want to think about me in speedos. Trust me.
Me either. It'd be bad, very bad. All right, we're gonna go in here and shoot some interview with Jeff Weaver, Emmy Award-winning producer for the show Intervention, which you probably heard of, and he's also a guitarist. We were co-guitarists in high school, and he had a band and I had a band. We sort of competed. We didn't really compete. We actually did a dance together one year, I believe, if I remember correctly. So we'll see if he remembers this.
Was it Foxtrot? Slow dance?
Was it? Look at that. That's what happens when you go to high school with somebody, and then 30-something years later, you hook up in LA. You get a parking space reserved for you. Thanks, Jeff Weaver. You rule, man. Makes me feel special.